Hey guys, it's Karen Kyoto, and it's been a minute. It's been a while. Today we're bleaching my hair and talking about Azealia Banks. So I already have all my parts of my bleach here. I'm just gonna mix it up because I don't want to do that part on camera because I feel like I would fuck that up royally. I feel like we might need more. Question mark? I have a lot of hair. I recently gave myself a haircut and I have like still a lot of hair on top. If you see any flakes, like they said that you need to bleach your hair with when your hair's dirty, or else like you might damage your scalp pretty much. So that's what I'm doing. Also what I'm doing is I'm going to scoop the bleach right into my hand. Luckily I have a glove this time, but you're not supposed to do that either. You're really supposed to just brush it on. I'm gonna do that for the rest of my hair, but I have very short hair, so it's like very doable. So I wanted to talk about Azealia Banks because I feel like she garners a lot of hate, and I think it's like not deserved. At least like at the level that she gets it at. Like people love to hate her. And I find that like I don't think that's good. See, this is exactly what you're supposed to avoid. Like it's supposed to be like super fully saturated. I think it is. I think it is. But if you have longer hair than this, don't do what I'm doing. Because you need to make sure you're getting into all the nooks and crannies pretty much. And I could feel what's saturated and not saturated, but if you have longer hair, you pretty much can't. And also I don't have a mirror. I'm like using the viewfinder. But so I mean, Azealia Banks, she's pretty controversial. She's pretty like aggressive, and like if there are topics that she's talked about directed towards your community, because she has like talked about trans people and gay people and all of that, and you don't agree with what I'm saying, then that's perfectly fine. You have every right to feel the way that you feel and not to like her. I myself am a gay and I choose to still like her. I do think the thing about her is that ultimately I feel for most of the things that she says is that it's like mostly true. It's kind of like the thing that no one really wants to talk about, but it's mostly true. And like this whole thing started because I was almost seeing like this trend, this micro trend of like people on TikTok, someone uploading a video of Azealia Banks, and then like people on TikTok going like agreeing with her, and then but also like retroactively saying, oh well, like a broken clock is like always right twice, which I think is the saying. And like I don't think that's fair for Azealia Banks. And I mean, I think the reason why she's easy to hate may shock you. It might not shock you. For me, it's very plain and easy to see why she gets the amount of hate that she does. Because I do think it's not proportionate to like how she actually is. I'm gonna start brushing it on now. So like I just feel like she gets a lot of hate because she's a black woman. Pretty much that's why I think she gets a lot of hate. Some people might call me gaslighting, and no, Gavin, like she has said things that, yeah, she has definitely said things, but I think a lot of other people have also said things, and they're not martyrs like she is, I think people enjoy to hate her because she's a dark African American woman, you know what I mean? And there is a stigma for those women to just be easily hated. Like Like, it's just like how it is. It's how it is in America. And I think there's a lot of issues that she talks about that people kind of like think she's coming like from like nowhere, but like they're actually like, if you listen to her, they're issues that like she has been, that are like things that are actually happening, and people might not like even realize that. What am I saying? She talks about issues that are not like really in the forefront, and then people like kind of just like call her out, call her crazy about it. She always has kind of a hard stance about some things, but like ultimately, like, she's right about a lot. And another thing that I've kind of come to realize in this like day and age, and this is where I sound like a fucking boomer, like, I think a lot of people on TikTok are very, very young, like super young. And I think something that gets lost is kind of just like the nuance of like people, that like the realization that people could be like kind of nuanced. And let me explain what I mean. Is that like, I feel like in a lot of ways people on TikTok, and kind of this is true on Tumblr too, will villainize somebody and almost to their own detriment actually take out all the humanity from someone they don't agree with. And I think that's a dangerous move. Mostly because when you do that, you kind of dehumanize like people you disagree with. And you need to realize the thing about humanity is that there are going to be a lot of people that you disagree with, and like they're just going to be part of your life, or they're going to be like, they're going to do other things that you like. And like, that's where like the nuance comes. Like, I understand that Azealia Banks has like said crazy shit, and she's done like crazy stuff. And I'm gonna actually probably gonna go through like a breakdown review of like Azealia Banks's problematic moments, because like ultimately like they're not that crazy. All right, I think I got good coverage. This is not gonna be the last bleaching I do. I always do 2 bleachings, so like if I don't get it here, I'll get it like the second time. So now I'm gonna put on my special hat. Oh yeah, that's like sexy. Alright, give me like 1 second. Alright, I'm back. Do you like my like actual special hat? So pretty much like, I think she always gets the short end of the stick, when like in reality she's like more right than she is wrong. And okay, this is just like kind of like one of the like issues that like people have with her. Like, they bring it up that, oh, she's so crazy, she boiled her cat, right? Her boiling her cat, let's talk about it. So pretty much her boiling her cat, she didn't like just boil her cat for like shits and giggles. One, she did it for like religious stuff. Two, also like, it's like she did it for like in a taxidermic way. Like, she didn't just like, her cat didn't just die and she boiled it, you know what I mean? Or like, she didn't boil her cat alive, which like just saying she boiled her cat kind of alludes to that she just like boiled her cat. No, she boiled the decomposing body of her cat as to preserve the cat's skull, pretty much. Now, for some of you, that is still like too far, but for me, I remember like liking shows like called Oddities. Like, you know, the show kind of has like a goth vibe. Kind of like, you know, Skull and Crossbones. Well, that's not Pirates. Pirates have a goth vibe. No, but just like, well, the show was called Oddities because they had just antique store full of odd things where you could buy like a jar of like human teeth, let's say. So obviously there you'd be able to find like taxidermied cat head, or you know, something like that. So like for like, and they would showcase like an interesting guest sometimes. And so they would show like people that like also like are into saving and preserving skeletons. That she definitely did it in a way that I've seen before. When I heard she boiled her cat, it just I saw what it was about. She just wanted to save the head of the cat for religious reasons and just to have it. She really liked that cat. So I think it's a little hyperbolic for people to just be like, she boiled her cat. Like, she didn't just boil her cat. You know what I mean? But I mean, honestly, that is still too much for some people. And, you know, ultimately, like, she's a vegan. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, also, like, she's vegan. You know, how many animals are being, like, killed in our name? How many bones are being boiled in our name just to, like, eat a cheeseburger, you know? I'm gonna, like, make a part 2 of this video. It'll probably just be a reaction video. It'll be like, I'm gonna react to this video called Azealia Banks's worst moments. You'll get an update on my hair. I'll probably be bleaching my hair again. It's raining. But yeah, I just, like, don't hate Azealia Banks. Just don't, honestly. Like, do not. Like, I feel like Iggy Azalea has, like, said equally as, like, bad things and, like, with worse music. So it's just like, don't, you know? You know what I mean? Like, just don't. Don't do it. I'm gonna dye. So the plan with this, ooh, it's hot though. That means it's gonna work. The plan with this is to have like kind of dark bluish hair, but like to get any kind of color, you need to lighten your hair anyways. I've bleached my hair this way like several times. Maybe you'll get a tutorial one day, but I just don't feel like it right now. I feel like talking about Azealia Banks and like, you know, Britney style, please like leave her alone. Like, leave Azealia Banks alone. You know, that being said, she's like extremely hyperbolic herself. I think, you know, I think she'll be perfectly fine. She doesn't need like a leave me alone campaign. I feel like she's like strong enough to like actually convert hater energy into like positive energy for her. She recently, like maybe 4 months ago, I think she's back in New York now, but she was in Miami for a while and I think she does still live here. And I mean, honestly, Miami is like, she's very, as New York as she is, maybe it's just the East Coast thing, but like she's very like, she would fit in so well down here. So I'm gonna stop the video here and I'll come back once this is off of my head. So guys, I'm back. Look at the state of my hair. It's awfully orange, awfully golden, as it was going to be. Sometimes I feel like I should like go with this vibe and just like tone it so that's like less brassy and it's just like will be like more brown blonde. But I yearn for blue hair, so that's not happening. This is gonna take one more bleaching. So like the reason why I said like don't do what I was doing is because this exactly why, like my roots are still black. I've completely missed my roots. I guess the paste wasn't liquid enough, or I was just like, it just hung around too long. I mean, it doesn't look bad honestly on camera or anything. And for some reason, this side, one side got a little more blonde than the other side, but that should even out after the second bleaching, and then should be completely gone after the toning. And then after the toning, I should be doing the coloring. So that's my hair. It still feels pretty good. Like, it doesn't feel damaged at all, actually. And the roots don't feel damaged at all. Yeah, mostly because I missed all the roots. They're like still there. So yeah, I think this is goodbye. Remember, like, leave Azealia Banks alone. At least for like 2 seconds. Alright, bye-bye. Goodbye.